Hello. Welcome to the week one of the 2023 season. Predictions. Each game. Yeah, you know what's happening. You know why you're here. You know what you're here for. This video shouldn't be too long. Let's just get started. I'm very excited for the season. Very excited for the season. Chiefs, Lions. It's happening tonight. Hopefully this video will be up by then. I will also have a season predictions video, like a headline-y kind of thing, coming out within the week before the season starts as well. So, something for y'all to look forward to, and something that will kind of encapsulate usually the general idea of my previous videos, like my AFC and NFC predictions. But Lions, Chiefs, everybody's high on the Lions this year. I'm not. I think they're going to be good. I don't think they're going to be great. Chiefs, I think, are going to be great. It doesn't matter if they don't have Chris Jones. Sure, that sucks. For their pass rush, it makes their defense a lot worse. Yeah, but they still have Patrick Mahomes. And you could argue they just lost their best receiver for him. So that will mitigate Patrick and his efforts. But I really do think that Mahomes is good enough to where it doesn't matter who he's throwing to, as long as his O-line is quality. Well, as long as his O-line gives him time. And I don't think the Lions' pass rush is nearly that good to rush Mahomes enough to where he can't find MVS or Sky Moore coming open after 4 seconds. Because every receiver can get open after 4 or 5 seconds. I do think, though, the way the Lions can win the game is to just straight up dominate the run game. Just run the ball down their throat. Their O-line is so much better than the Chiefs' D-line without Chris Jones, so they can just run it down their throat, control the clock. I don't know if they can get it in the end zone, but they can definitely get it down the field. And I still think the Chiefs would have enough to get past that, to get through that, because I do expect that the Lions to have a good running game this game. I would give the Lions a 2, out of 5 chance to win. I apologize about that. That was my cat. He decided to jump from the lousiest point in my room just now. I expect the Lions to have a good run game. I give them a 2 out of 5 chance to win. The way my system works is that 1 out of 5 is that's not happening. I don't give zeros because it's football, so there's a chance of it happening. But I don't think it's happening. I give it a 1. 2 is I want to be shocked, but I'm not predicting it. 3 is I kind of saw it. 4, 3 is I'm leaning toward picking you, I'm leaning in your favor. And then 4 is I definitely think you're gonna win. And 5 is we don't even need to talk about the game. That's how bad it is. So in this case, I give the Dolphins a 2 and I give the Chiefs a 3. It normally does end up adding up to 5 or 6. So moving on to the next game. Also, if the Chiefs had Travis Kelce and Chris Jones, they would move up from a 3 to a 4 in this. But moving on to the next game, we have the Carolina Panthers versus my Atlanta Falcons. I think this is a pretty easy game to predict. The Falcons' defense is much improved. Atlanta's offense looks better too. Carolina's offense looks like it has some more hope, but it doesn't look very good right now. They're missing, I think, 3 receivers, the top 3, minus the rookie. And the O-line hasn't looked great in the preseason, so it's whatever. But I don't love their O-line a lot anyway, especially starting a 4th round right guard week 1 usually doesn't bode well for usually it's good for the guard, but usually it's not great for where the rest of the line stands, you know what I mean? Because you usually want to work them in after week 6. And maybe he's that good. It's possible he's that good, but you got to be that good if you want to go against Grady Jarrett. So I think the Falcons' defense has an advantage over the Panthers' offense, especially it's going to be a rookie quarterback's first game. Just saw a stat that was like a first quarterback taken overall, quarterback taken first overall, are 0-13-1 in their first ever starts. And if there's any team that allows a team to get a W on the board, it's the fucking Falcons, because they love letting history happen on them. I think Bryce Young shows some things. I really do think there's gonna be a few plays where I get frustrated at the Falcons, and Bryce Young does some really nice. But I also think the Falcons are gonna be consistently pressuring him more than he's used to, which I really hope for. And offensively, I don't think the Panthers' defense is going to stop the Falcons from moving the ball down the field. They may stop them, like in the red zone, or even just get the occasional like 3-and-out. But I do think Atlanta will be productive against the Panthers defense, because I expect the Panthers defense to be above average, but they're gonna be without Brian Burns on top of their I'm gonna say questionable linebacking core. But I honestly don't know that much about the Panthers defense other than like who the corners are, who the number one linebacker is, and who the D line is. They got a good D line, good safety room, good corners. So they have good pieces, and I know they're young. So moving on to the next game. Oh, I didn't do the thing. Panthers. I'm giving it a 1. I'm giving them a 1. I'm giving them a 1. I'm giving Atlanta a 4. Giving Atlanta a 4. Moving on to the next game, we have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Cleveland Browns. I think the Bengals are going to be... I think both teams are going to be a little bit kind of like slow, a little bit rusty. They're going to get there eventually. Cleveland's going to put it together defensively before they put it together offensively, I think. But if they run the ball with Nick Chubb all the time, like I expect them to, it might, synergize faster. The Bengals lost some pieces on defense, but they also had some pieces brewing to make up for it in the safety department, like Dax Hill. I think they kept most of their D-line together, which is the more important part of their defense, in my opinion. So they are going to still be good against the run. So I don't think Cleveland's going to be able to dominate in that aspect. If Joe Burrow plays, Cleveland wins. I think it's a 3-2. But if Joe Burrow doesn't play, it's a 1-4. So Cleveland's a good team, not like a great team, not like a super good team, but they're like a great to really good team, in my opinion. Should push for the playoffs. Moving on to the next game, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Indianapolis Colts. I don't think the Colts are going to open the year with a win. The Jags are clearly a better team. Anthony Richardson's like rookie. Jags defense isn't incredible, but Colts defense isn't incredible. It should be better than the Jags, but the Jags offense should be much better than the Colts, and I think that's going to be enough for them. I also think the Jags are going to be a team that kind of doesn't really flounder too much this year. There's going to be a few games, but I don't think they're going to flounder much at all. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be pretty consistent. I give it I'm gonna give it a 3 to the Jags, and I'm gonna give it 2, but barely. I've really thought about a 1. I'm gonna give it 2, but barely to the Colts. Barely a 2. Moving on to the next game, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings are wearing their throwbacks, which honestly was enough to put me over the edge, because I like the Bucs. I don't think they're a bad team. I don't think they're good. But like in the NFC, you don't have to be good. You just have to not be bad. Their defense is still good. They're not great. Their defense is still very good. Could be. They managed to keep most of their pieces, especially in that secondary, which is very impressive. Their offensive line is better than it gives credit for, but it's not good. You know what I mean? People think it's atrocious, but it's not bad. Unless there's an injury, but it's everywhere. Actually, Jensen is down. Never mind, I spoke too soon. But the receivers are great. Quarterback, obviously, is a big question mark with Baker. I don't think they're going to be a team that rolls over. I think they're going to be in a lot of games. I don't think they're going to win a lot of those games, but I do think that they are going to be in a lot of those games. I do think they are going to be in this game, which is against the Vikings. who I think are going to be down in most games they play because I don't think their defense is going to be good. But I think their offense is going to, one, be electric because it needs to be, and two, because Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson, more importantly, Justin Jefferson. So I think this is actually a really good game for both teams, a really good matchup, because Tampa Bay's offense gets to work against Minnesota's defense against the Minnesota defense. And actually get some success, as well as Minnesota having not a coast of a defense to go against. So it's up in the air. It's on the fence. Because if they both had coast defenses, I'm taking Minnesota all the way because they have so much better firepower and a quarterback. But since it's the matchup, I honestly give both teams a 3. But I'm picking Minnesota. Not just because of the uniforms, but the uniforms did come into the equation. Moving on to the next game, which is a bit of a toughie. It's the Tennessee Titans at the New Orleans Saints. The Tennessee Titans are a question mark to me. Their O-line is a big question mark to me. Their team identity is probably going to be running the ball again, which is good, but they also have a lot of passing attack weapons on. By a lot, I mean they have 2. And Chiggy, who's a good blocker, and also like a Jonnu Smith kind of athlete for them. If their defense is as good as it should be, they win this game because they can shut down Derek Carr and Williams as well for the Saints, because the Saints O-line is good. Outside of Ramchik's stellar. Outside of Ramchick, it's good. Williams is good. Don't get me wrong, I love him, but like Titans defense is not something to mess with in Vrabel's tenure. So I expect him to get back to that. New Orleans defense is good. It's not as good as Tennessee's normally is. I don't expect them to be as good as they normally are. New Orleans. But because they're at home, I want to pick New Orleans. I'm going to give both teams a 3. Because Tennessee has a favorable matchup against the Saints. They really do. But the Saints have an okay matchup against Tennessee, but more importantly, they're at home. And New Orleans is a pretty tough place to play. Especially for a team that's kind of been teetering on a weird spot, which is Tennessee. But I like Vrabel a lot, so I can't pick Tennessee. Did I pick Tennessee? I don't. Okay, I'm trying to go based on my pick'ems, and I can't remember what I did in the pick'ems. But I'm gonna be true to this right here, and I'm gonna pick Tennessee. I don't care if my logic just pointed to the Saints. Real close. I want to be, like I said, I gave 3 to both, so I think both should win. It can't obviously happen, but it's like a cop out. San Francisco 49ers, Pittsburgh Steelers. Niners are the better team. I think it's just straight up wrong. I think the Steelers are a better team. I think their defense is better. I think their O-line is better. I think their running game's worse. I think the receivers are better. I think the quarterback's better. Yeah, picking the Steelers. 3-2. 3-2 in favor of the Steelers. In terms of my scoring rubric. We have the Arizona Cardinals and the Washington Commanders. Arizona Cardinals are going to be fucking bad this year. I don't really need to elaborate on them. Starting a guy they traded for 2 weeks ago. Washington's a big question mark, but they have a high ceiling and low floor versus the team that has a low ceiling and a lower floor. Picking Washington at home. They also seem rejuvenated with the new ownership. Moving on to the next game with the Houston Texans, the Baltimore Ravens. This game's going to be better than it is expected to be. I'm going to give a 2 and 3, 2 to Houston, 3 to the Ravens, because the Ravens are a very good team. I think they definitely win the game. I think they win the game, but Houston is a surprise team. The main reason I do think that there's a chance for both. Houston is missing a few of their O-line starters. That's awful, honestly. But Baltimore is missing a few of their corners, so Stroud has a chance to have a few matchups on the outside he likes, not necessarily with the pressure he's going to inevitably face, which I think is going to be too much for him. And the Texans as a whole, and I think the Ravens are just a very good football team. So picking the Ravens. 3-2 in favor of the Ravens. And the next game is the Chicago Bears at home against Green Bay Packers. I don't have faith in the Bears this season. Their O-line is still bad. Their D-line is the worst in the league. Their safety room is very good. Their corners could be good. And their linebackers are very highly paid, but you can't really get great linebacker play when your D-line is ass. Because they don't swallow up the blocks. They just need to free up the linebackers. O-line, like I said, still trash. Receivers, DJ Moore's excellent. Darnell Mooney's fast. And I like Darnell Mooney. I don't like Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool is incredible at contested catches, but he cannot catch a pass standing up to save his life. And trading a fucking 32nd overall pick for Chase Claypool is stupid. So I also don't like Justin Fields as a passer. He's electric. Don't get me wrong, he's electric, but I don't like him as a passer consistently. So I think they're going to be a bad team this year. Do I think they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league? Depends what you mean by that. Like the bottom 3? No. Bottom 5? Fringe. Maybe. Bottom 10? Absolutely. Then we got the Green Bay Packers, who Jordan Love excites me a little bit. The receiving room looks pretty solid. They're probably going to be without Watson, their number one receivers. That's not too bad. It's not good, but it could be worse against the Bears. Could be playing against a better opponent. This defense looks real good. Not like incredible, but looks real good. It was definitely the stronger part of the team last year at the end of it. The running game should be solid with a solid O-line. The O-line, not stellar, but should be very solid. I think the Packers are an underrated team. Not by a large margin, but I think they're going to be like consistently above average. And that's going to be so good in the NFC. Green Bay wins this game 4-1. 4-1. I'm that confident at 4-1. Moving on to the next game, we have Las Vegas Raiders, Denver Broncos. This seems like the perfect game for the Broncos to win. And that's exactly why the Raiders are going to win. The Raiders are going to win some stooped games, and they're going to lose a lot of games, but they're going to win some stooped games. And I feel like Josh McDaniels is somehow going to, go back to Mile High and just leave with a win. Not because he deserves it, but I just feel like that's what's going to happen. I'm rooting for Denver, though, because I hate Josh McDaniels, so I'm rooting for Denver. I want to be wrong on this one. I'm picking the Raiders 3-2 in my rubric. Moving on to the next game, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the New England Patriots. Patriots are one of the lower teams in the AFC versus one of the best teams in the NFC. It's actually a competitive game, probably. I think the Eagles win pretty easily, but I think I wouldn't be too shocked if the Patriots won. It would be through defensive locking down, which I don't see happening against this Eagles offense. I can see the Eagles defense taking a step back from last year, but I don't see their offense doing the same. I think their offense gets a little better because their defense isn't as good. I'm picking the Eagles 4-1. Next game is the Miami Dolphins at the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm picking the Chargers. I think their O-line is just a lot better. And that kind of is not it, but that's the big one that's gonna be pushing it in the other way. The pass rushers are better too. The Dolphins have a high ceiling and a mid floor because they're not gonna go super low, but in the AFC they could be low, but that's still gonna be mid compared to the NFC. I think the Chargers are just gonna be a little better, at least at the gate. So I'm picking the Chargers. I'm going to go 3-2. I'm going to go 3-2. I almost went 3-3. I'm going to go 3-2. Los Angeles Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks. Rams are going to be one of the worst teams in the league. I have a bold prediction in my video, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to you right now. Sneak peek. Caleb Williams gets drafted by the Rams first overall this year. And I think they're going to get there by their own losses. They're in a good division, not a great one. Arizona's going to keep them competitive in some games, but I don't think Arizona's going to be. I do think Arizona's going to be a better football team than them because of the Rams starters. And I legitimately think Sean McVay is aware that might happen. He's like, I don't want to do this. This team's going to suck. And then he's going to, get halfway through the year and go oh, shit, Caleb Williams, though. Yeah, so he's going to stay around for that. But yeah, it's a little sneak peek for that. Caleb Williams, the Rams, I'm not picking him, though, obviously, because if I'm picking Caleb Williams to go to the Rams, I'm picking them to lose almost every game this year, and Seattle's going to be a very good football team. So, Seattle Seahawks, 4-1, only because it's division. 4-1, only because it's division. Next game, we have the Sunday Night Football matchup, which is the Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Giants. I will be picking the New York Giants. I think the Dallas Cowboys will get the number 1 seed in the NFC. I think the Dallas Cowboys will have a incredible pass defense, maybe even run defense, and I also think the Dallas Cowboys are going to be a good football team. That being said, I think the Giants are going to have a build that will work against them because they know how to play Dallas. Are going to be a run-oriented team, in a smash defense, a very good defense, I think. And I think that's going to be enough to cause the Cowboys' offense issues. That's going to keep the game in reach for the Giants' offense. I want to go 3-3. I really do. I'm going to go 3-3, but I'm picking the Giants. 3-3, but I'm picking the Giants. And we have our last game of Week 1. We've made it, folks. We've made it. We are here. Week 1. The off-season was a long one. Weird one. Long one. We have the Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to pick both New York teams to win at home. Oh, they're both. Look at that. Both New York teams to win at home. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pick the Jets to beat the Bills. New York team, sorry. The Bills are technically the only New York team, but New York is in the name. Bills O-line has a lot of questions to me. The Jets D-line has all the answers to me. The Jets defense, secondary, very good. The Jets linebacking core, very good. The Bills offensive line, Bills quarterback, incredible. Bills wide receivers. Outside of Diggs, I don't like anybody. Gabe Davis is gonna have one good game this year. That's it. Dawson Knox, I guess. Kincaid is also a tight end receiver guy, but I don't know anything. He hasn't played yet, so I don't know how he's going to do. Running backs, I'm not thrilled with. I don't love that offense. I love Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. Everyone else can go fuck off. Obviously, that might be wrong about Kincaid, but I don't know anything about him, so, but if I only like 2 starters on that offense versus a defense that the entire starting lineup that I'm that's quality. I don't even need to look at the other team's offense. I'm picking that team, but I'm gonna do that because the Bills' defense is very good. They're not as good as Jets in terms of pressure. That's where it's different. They are better in coverage, and safety play, and even linebackers, but the D-line is a significant gap, so that's why I think the Jets are going to be better. And also, Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson are going to be great, because you can also look at that offense and go, what do they have? And it's real simple answer. You got 2 good running backs. Garrett Wilson and 2 good running backs. And then you got a guy who's got some experience in Alan Lazard. I don't like Lazard, but, Rodgers does, whatever. So, there's stuff there. Not a lot, but in terms of offense. But you don't need a lot with Rodgers. You just need something, and then if you have a good run game, he can make that work too. So I'm picking the Jets. Once again, I'm going to run back through and just relay my picks again. I picked Pick the Chiefs, pick the Falcons, pick the Bengals if Burrow plays, pick the Jaguars, pick the Vikings, pick the Titans, pick the Steelers, pick the Commanders, pick the Ravens, pick the Packers, pick the Raiders, pick the Eagles, pick the Chargers, pick the Seahawks, pick the Giants, pick the Jets. That is my week 1 predictions, folks. Thank you for being here with me for that. I hope you have a great football Sunday and a great football season. Feel free to leave a comment and talk. I have to see these comments on this channel from my computer. So I will try to respond as often as I can. I will definitely be sure to see them. Thank you all. Football. We here, we live. Let's get it, right? Let's get it. Let's get it? Yeah. Also, timeout. Hold on. I realized how weird that sounded, but like more importantly, does anybody know what Tom Brady's podcast is called? It's called Let's Go. What kind of fucking name is that? I get you're like the best quarterback, ever. But like, I don't know, I feel like there were so many other options that would have been better. 7 Rings cast? 7 Rings podcast? Bro, like, do something like that. Not a fucking Let's Go podcast. What is that? I just wanted to get that out there. Yeah. Happy football season.